Well, that's me set up. Got my DD travel bivvy hammock, the under blanket from DD Hammocks, and the 3x3 metre tarp that you've seen in many of my videos. It's the first time I've had the set up for an overnight camp actually, in over a year. It's the first one of 2016. Got my firewood down here, and that is the edge of the woods from the other end, but if you, like you saw earlier, you cannot see in here, and I've been in and out a few times getting those big bits of wood cut down. If you look at the other side, any side, now I have to say the camera's bringing in extra exposed light. It's darker to my eyes than what it actually is here in the camera, and that's where I came in from. It's that far down, you can't even see the entrance, there's no light at the end there. I'm going to go a walk now, get a little bit of footage before it gets dark. The snow's on, but I don't think much of it's getting through here. But a lot of more will be happening from out there, so I suppose there's extra shelter with the trees. Also I've got the tarp anyway, so, and all the wood's under it just now, so none of it's getting affected. But we must have at least an hour and a half, 2 hours maximum of daylight left, and it's always darker in here anyway. So I'm finally doing my first solo camp. I suppose you could call it a stealth camp. Like I say, no one can see in, you can see out, and a dog walker passed, the dogs were barking, so I don't know if they sensed that I was in, but there's no way anyone's getting near me without making a lot of noise just with the branches out here, and if they're coming in that end it'll be probably a bit more painful for them if they're not careful, just the way it is. So I think the only thing that gave me away was probably smoke coming out the top, but I'm going to crack on, kill some time walking about, that's it. The birds are definitely out and about now. Glad to hear the noises. There's something beautiful about the noises with the birds and that. I think it'd be eerie if it was very silent. So I've got the kindling wood done. The axe definitely came in handy. My more robust, I think it is, my knife. Never really done much. It definitely needs sharpened. You take care of your cat will take care of you. But no, I could tell the last time I was using it, it wasn't going through the wood as easy, and it wasn't really grabbing anything there for feather sticking. So the axe definitely came in handy. I'm just doing a little walkabout. The difference between here and getting back in those woods, I mean, if you want an early night and you can't sleep because of too much light on your face, then you don't have to worry about getting in there for an early night. It's dark now, so there's always something that goes wrong. My selfie stick's missing the bit from my camera, so it's all that rustling in and out the woods, or probably when I was sitting down with it in my pocket, so I'll need to look for that as well, along with my sheath for the axe. There's always something. Don't get me wrong, it's a cheap selfie stick, and I do have a shopping list for new things that I want, including new video equipment. Like I say, I'm using my mobile phone, and an Nikon camera is already showing up red for the battery, and that was a full charge. You're lucky if I get 20 minutes worth. of filming with it. And I was wanting to get there's a little bit left, whether it's a second or a minute, I don't know. But hopefully I can get enough to get some nice photos tonight with the fire and the camp. And looks like if not, I'll need to use my phone and have. Apparently there's a stream down here. So I'm going to go and have a little wander, a little exploration. And I'm going to head back up and get the fire on. And that'll be me for tonight. I just don't like sitting about and nothing to do, you know, and I don't. Let's go and check this out. There's been a bit of work here for some reason. There was a sign up there. There's a bit not to come in. There's a stairway over there. So I'd imagine once upon a time there'd have been a little bridge. That's actually a nice wee spot for a tent, if you could deal with the noise. Darkness is falling quick, as you can see. I realised I've got a good signal on my phone because I had my mum phone and then my pal's phone and see how things are. But as it looks still a bit daylight out here, this is where I'm going. It's just darkness, you can't even see the trees. I'll take you up a bit. There's the trees. It's not even picking it up. But that's where I'm going. So I'll need my head torch on, get the fire started. It's gonna be good. It's just the birds. Me and the birds. I'm just using my mobile phone. The camera can't really pick me up even with the fire there. So I'm using my little head torch to get some light in my face for you. The fire's cooking. I was a bit worried at first there because first attempt, nothing happened. I'm using the cotton balls with the Vaseline, and the only light I had was my flint steel. So a couple of times it didn't work and I had all the feathers. I actually come back with the more robust, so I managed to get some good feather sticks. I had plenty of wood cut up, and I just realised I forgot to put it in video. I had all the layers from the small bits, the feathers, to the bigger bits, and I had the soil covered with some wood with the cotton wool on the wood, as we always do, for the heat source at the bottom, but nothing was happening. So what I did was, with all these evergreen trees, all the branches that are just breaking off very easily, they were the ones that actually went up. So I managed to do a couple more cotton balls with the Vaseline, and I used the breaking branches all around me. So much for your feather sticks and cracking the wood open, which is all dry. Wasn't working, but all the branches here were. So I just kept feeding the fire, really kept feeding it with all that until it was good enough and hot, and then I got all the prepared wood on top, and I've just chucked on the big logs as well. If it won't take straight away, at least with the heat and keep feeding it will. A bit of rain come on there, so I get everything under the tarp and I'm sitting under it. The hammock's behind me. I'm on the floor. You could actually sleep on the floor here. I think it'd actually even be better. Maybe for next time. It depends how it goes tonight. So I'm not even going to bother with the steak until that's well down. So I'm just going to have some sandwiches and get torn into my beer and my whiskey. A few bottles of Carlsberg and a wee hip flask with the rest of my white Mackay that's in it. So it should go well. So the fire's truly going well. So well in fact that it's actually started catching fire to the heat repellent thing. I forget the name of it. But basically it's on fire. Which is good because I can feel a bit of heat from over here. It must be a good 10 feet back. I'll let you see it. So this is what my poison is tonight. So I've already got a bottle of Carlsberg down me. Get the hot flask filled with white Mackay. And I've got one last wood tip King Edward sweet cherry flavoured cigar. Celebrating tonight my first solo hammock camp of 2016. First in well over a year, 18 months perhaps. Right, we're nearing the end of the night, and as you can see, the fire has gone down to the coals. What I've got is, my head touch, is I've got my water boiler in there, hopefully, in the coals. We have a wee bovril before I go to bed. I've got my wee grill on. I wasn't going to have the steak, but I did prepare it. And what I did notice though, inside the container, there's a lot of moisture getting in. So I don't want it to be ruined. So I'm going to fire this right on the grill. Let's see what it's like, camp style. And that's that one. What I'm going to do in a few minutes right now, while this cooks and while the water boils, is I'm going to go and get more wood, and when I get into my camp, into my hammock for the night, I'm going to put the wood right on, get a bit more flame going, because once this is away, the heat's away, and also and the light goes away, and I'd rather have still a wee bit of light as I get comfortable in my bed. So I'll let that cook for a few minutes, see how it turns out. Start to hear the water sizzle, so I'm going to go and get the wood. Well, there's the steak, all cooked, should be a medium. I've got my bovril in there nice and warm. Good thing about that grill is you can just put all this on it rather than having to balance it on the wood that's burning. I'm going to fire into this grub, finish the whiskey. The whiskey's gone down a treat. It's as cold as you would have it with ice, but without the ice. Therefore it's not watered down, it's just cold. And it's gone down like juice. I had a couple of beers, but see what happens. I'm halfway through my cigar. Feel good. Very peaceful so far. I hear the odd droplets hitting in the tarp from the rain earlier. Well, quite merry and happy in my hammock. And nice and cosy. I think I'm going to be absolutely fine tonight because this sleeping bag is very snug, very warm. I don't feel merry as in I've had too much to drink. I'm actually quite tired. So I'm going to have a wee read to my Kindle until it knocks me out, and I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I'm well in my sleeping bag, very comfortable. I wasn't afraid of the weight in myself like I was a year ago, and I never really slept well because the sleeping bag wasn't on me properly, but right now it's wrapped right up. I'm roasting. So I'm going to get a wee read, watch the fire go down, and hopefully have a nice, pleasant, peaceful sleep. So good night, and I'll see you in the morning.